Welcome to the Website Success Show, the podcast dedicated to helping women in business get more traffic and sales through their website with less reliance on social media and paid ads. I'm Jules White, the founder of the Website Success Hub, and I love helping local and online businesses make more money through their existing website. If you have a business you love but you don't like the way your website performs, then this is the show for you. Hi, about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I broke up with social media and then went on to have my best month ever. It's Jules here. Welcome back to the Website Success Show. With my content and my programs, I focus on solving 4 core problems that hold many business owners back. The first is visibility, getting your business to show up where people are actually searching for what you offer. People are out there searching for what you do, and I help you to show up when they are. The second is conversion, so turning real website visitors into bookings and sales. The third is making social media optional. And this is all about optimizing your website so it does the heavy lifting for you. So you're not relying on constantly posting, constant content creation. So building your website that helps to make you sales as well, and that becomes your hardest working team member. So it's just all about breaking free from social media dependency and marketing your business in just a calmer and more sustainable way. So a month ago, as I say, about a month ago, I made that decision. I have been skirting around breaking up with social media for forever, really. For the whole time I've had my business, I've always dallied around it and danced around it. And I finally got to the point where I thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? If I give this a try, if I fully embrace this, as I have done with the podcast, which I've grown to over 11,400 downloads without promoting it on social media or paying for ads. And I've always been really proud of that. I've always really loved the fact that I can say that about the podcast. I've never promoted it on social media. And I've just finally decided to actually go all in on that for everything else in my business as well. I wasn't spending that much time on social media in terms of actually posting, but it was still taking up at least, I was just thinking just before I came on how long I think I would have spent on social media. I reckon at least 20, if I said 20 minutes a day, that would be a really conservative estimate. Even just going in, checking groups, checking messages, the rabbit holes that you inevitably get pulled into, connecting with people and then not really doing anything with it. And even just that, just clearing that bit of mental space of it even being something that's on the table for me has massively helped, I think. And this definitely isn't a strategy that's right for every business. If your business heavily depends on social media and most of your clients are coming through social media, or even some of your clients are coming through social media right now, then you may need a bit of a plan. You may need a bit of a strategy. And I think probably even if you don't, if you're doing your marketing through social media right now, then you'll need to put something else in place. And I think that's the big thing with social media. I talk to so many business owners who are spending so much time and energy and so much of their mental bandwidth on social media, and then not really getting much or getting nothing at all back from it. I heard it described in a group that I'm in. I heard it described as social media is like the naughty kid in class, where it shouts the loudest, demands the most attention, but doesn't necessarily put anything back and doesn't necessarily help the school to actually hit their Ofsted targets or whatever it is. You tell that I don't have kids, so this is not my area of expertise. But it's a bit like that with social media. It's demanding our attention, and that's how it's set up to be. I talked about this back in episode 105, why your brain and business deserves a break from harmful social media, about how the algorithms are set up in the same way that gambling apps are set up to actually keep us there, to keep us hooked, keep us scrolling, keep learning more about our buying habits, our scrolling habits, so that they can then sell more advertising space and the companies can sell us more stuff, basically. That's what it all comes down to. These platforms are not there as these benevolent beings that are there to help us grow our businesses. It's just not true. So anyway, coming back to the fact that I then went on after breaking up with social media, and the breaking up part of it for me was just basically stopping using it. I didn't delete my accounts, and I wouldn't suggest doing that. If you've spent some time, even just basic time, building up a social media presence, leaving it there is not going to do any harm. It's certainly not. It's going to help you because it helps to show that your business exists in the places that people expect. If someone can go and find you and connect with you, and this has happened to me, I have had a few people send me messages on Instagram, which I can actually get in my CRM, and that's nice because then it means I don't have to log into Instagram or anything. But it just means that you've still got that presence there. So I would suggest if you've got the apps, then just leave your accounts there, and then just find ways to actually not log in and use them if you choose to do it. And this is one of those things, is that it's the optional part about this that I really believe. So I believe social media is optional. And I think that's the thing when I speak to so many business owners, it's that it's not seen as optional, that it's seen as an absolute necessity. You have to have social media. So, yeah, people have asked why I think that I've then gone on to have my best month ever, and whether it is down to breaking up with social media. And I definitely think it's part of it, but it's not like, oh yeah, this is a magic formula, because there is no magic formula, unfortunately. I've been working on some other stuff in my business. I've been doing a sales series with the NatWest Accelerator, which is focused on spending some time working on your business and not just working in your business. So working on ideal clients, what your goals are, how you're actually going to connect with people. And I definitely think that's helped. It's helped me just to have that focus on, right, what am I selling over the next few months? How can I really connect with people, and where can I put my attention? And I think that's the big thing, is that actually it has allowed me to put my attention to other places without diluting it by just feeling like I've got to be everywhere, got to be doing all the social media stuff, feeling like a bit of a failure if I'm not then doing it, or doing it maybe in a half-assed way, really. So it's something that I would definitely say it's not just about that I broke up with social media. I think it's about the mental space it's given me to then think about other things and to get out of that comparisonitis and the imposter syndrome that often came up from social media, from seeing what other people are doing. The shiny object syndrome is probably the biggest one for me as well, where I would see things and that would spark ideas, and then I'd think, oh, I need to go down that route, I need to go down this route. And I think just being more intentional with my time and my energy, being more intentional with what I'm actually allowing to come into my brain as well, has definitely helped. I've been using AI a bit more strategically as well, and not using it as the default. I used to use AI for everything, for brainstorming, for talking things out. And it definitely has helped me, especially over the last year, which has been difficult. We lost my dad in August, and there's been lots of emotional stuff that I've found that AI has helped me just talking things through. But I got to a point where it was almost stealing some of my grit and some of my, that's not the right word. It was stealing some of my confidence in myself. So to know that I can solve problems with my own brain. And again, it kind of contributes to the noise a bit, I think, really. So I've just been using it just a little bit less, or not just a little bit less. I've been using it a lot less, actually, and not reaching for it as the default. And I've noticed with that as well, with AI, that the end of the conversations always want to keep you there. They want to keep you giving you the next step, which is a bit like social media as well, really. There's always that next thing to look at. There's no close on the loop. And actually just being just a bit more thoughtful around that, taking some time to make sure that I'm having some screen-free time, screen-free days sometimes as well. I don't always achieve that, but I do try and at least limit my screen time. And it's just helped me to have a bit more mental clarity and a bit more space in my brain to focus on the most important things, really. So I don't know, that probably is a bit of a woolly answer, I suppose, really. There's no definitive answer why I've specifically now had my best month ever, other than I just feel like I'm putting my attention in the right places. So I'm focusing on looking for places where I can connect with people, build relationships, and really get to know people, and become known as the expert in SEO in different communities. But I'm looking specifically for the places where I can connect with people outside of social media. And that's definitely been something that has contributed. I've had a few new clients from doing in-person talks this month, and I have had some new Website Growth Club clients this month as well. So I've been welcoming people into the Website Growth Club, mainly through email, actually. So mainly people coming in from me emailing my list weekly and people joining through that. Through the podcast as well. That definitely brings me clients in. People hear about me. They hear about what's happening. They like the sound of the not relying on social media. I think that's something that always seems to really resonate with people. And last week at the NatWest Accelerator, we focused on messaging and your brand story. And I know definitely that's something that I want to share more about, of actually these are the alternatives. You don't have to rely on social media. And if you are spending all this time and energy on it and it's not bringing you clients, then it's time to take a step back and think about, okay, what do I need to do differently? Do I need to work on my website? If you're a local business and you're not working on your Google business profile, working on that can make a massive difference and bring clients in very quickly. A client of mine who I met at one of these local networking events where I stood up and did a talk, she became a new client. We did a Google business profile optimization intensive. So we did a session where we worked through her profile, optimized it together on Zoom. And just a week later, she sent me a message saying that she'd had a new sign up for her workshop that she's running, and they'd come through her Google business profile. And that was just over a week after we'd done that session to optimize her profile, which is just fantastic. I love hearing success stories like that from my clients. And my client Jane, who's in the Website Growth Club, she's been working really hard over the last month on her corporate wellbeing workshop page. Jane's a calligrapher and a mindset coach. She was on the podcast actually, all the way back in episode 42. We did a Google profile live strategy call. And she's really focusing now on corporate wellbeing. So she's focusing on going into companies and using calligraphy and mindfulness to help with their staff wellbeing. And as I say, she's been working on her pages around her corporate wellbeing work and working on actually showing up for those kind of search terms. And she posted a little message in the group yesterday to say she got her first inquiry from Google for a corporate wellbeing workshop. So this stuff does work. If you put the time in, if you put your energy and your effort into actually creating a strategy for your website, for your Google business profile, for what you want to be known for. So whether that is that you want to be showing up on Google or you want to be showing up in AI search, having a plan in place for how you can connect with people when they're actually searching. I always think that social media is like trying to shout into the void and just try and pull people into you. Whereas when you're working on your SEO, people are already out there looking and you're just purely showing up as the answer to their problem. And that's the simplicity of it. And that's the power of it. That's the beauty of it, that can then still keep happening, even when you don't feel like posting, even when you're off walking the dog, going for a wild swim, or lying on the beach, wherever you are. SEO can keep working for you, and your website can become your hardest working team member. So if you like the sound of this, if relying less on social media and focusing more on the things that can actually work for your business sounds good to you, then come and join us in the Website Growth Club for step-by-step lessons and group support, or one-to-one consulting if you prefer more tailored help and support for your business. You can book a website potential discovery call over at my website, thewebsitesuccesshub.com. We'll have a chat about where you are, where you'd like to get to, and if any of my programs or my offers can help you, then we can have a chat about that as well. I would love to help more business owners to escape the social media overwhelm and to get their website working for their business. It's such a big passion of mine, and I'm so pleased of what's happened over the last month because it feels like a real validation for me. I've been looking for signs from the universe. I'm not massively woo, but I have been looking for signs from the universe that this is the right path for me. And the conversations I've had multiple times over the last month, and the fact that I've then gone on to have my best month ever, I think is a real testament to the fact that I'm heading in the right direction. So if this sounds good to you, then come and book a call. We can have a chat, or come and join us in the Website Growth Club. That's all for today. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you soon. Bye. If you'd like to attract more local clients, grab my free local visibility checklist. It'll show you the simple steps you can take to show up in your area for what you do. You can download it at thewebsitesuccesshub.com/local. And thanks for tuning in to the Website Success Show.